To hear her tell it, Shaeeda will take Bilal to court to enforce the prenup if they don't have a kid soon. The 90-day fiancé, happily ever after? Couple do not see eye to eye on the timetable for having a child together. In fact, many viewers question if they see eye to eye at all. But is this conflict real, or is their story concocted to drag out their time on screen? One fan offered an illuminating take on their latest episode. On Season 7, Episode 6, Shaeeda Sween nervously made a call. She reached out to her friend, Uterus, to share that the timeline for having a child remained contested. Shaeeda is 37 years old. She knows that the window for conceiving and carrying a pregnancy to term is shrinking. Uterus warned her that Bilal Hazziez could be stringing her along, citing that it happened to a friend of hers. Shaeeda doesn't think that Bilal married her under false pretenses. But she told the camera that she would enforce the prenup if needed. None of that, however, is why people think that the storyline is fake. At least, not directly. So, what we saw on the episode was Bilal and Shaeeda visiting a doctor, presumably, a fertility specialist. They met in his office and discussed their issue. He noted that it is common for couples to disagree about when to have kids. Despite Shaeeda's age, he suggested that they at least try for 6 months before taking further steps. Shaeeda noted that Bilal has not been interested in trying at all. He stressed that he wants them to settle into being married. That is not unreasonable, despite her ticking clock. Bilal even tried to claim that he's worried about her dealing with postpartum depression. Is that really his big fear, or just an excuse? Shaeeda did share that her regular menstrual cycle only lasts about 21 days. Click on the bell icon to stay up to date on my new videos. This, the doctor warned, was on the short side. It might mean that she has a narrower window in which to conceive. He mentioned that he would like to run some tests to find out if Shaeeda can conceive naturally. The worst part of their storyline during the episode was Bilal's takeaway from the conversation. After all of that, he declared that it sounds like the doctor was advising them to wait 2 years before trying for a baby. Literally, when did he say that? The closest to it was him saying that they should agree before having a kid. Bilal is always going to be Bilal, it seems. Dr. Mirabile is a gynecologist. But according to a Redditor who reports having been his patient in the past, he is not a fertility specialist. Another tidbit is that he does not normally meet patients in his office like this. Obviously, this Reddit denizen also had personal history with the doctor, and found a new gynecologist. But the point here is that it sounds like Shaeeda and Bilal had a somewhat odd choice in which doctor to visit, and filmed in a different room. It is not unreasonable for viewers reading this account to then question how much of what we're seeing is just for show. Now, it's probably safe to say that filming in his office was just for show. It looks nicer, there is probably more room for the production team. Also, if Shaeeda isn't undergoing any medical exam that day, why meet in a regular room? As for the doctor, maybe they only needed to sit down with a gynecologist to have this conversation. They might not need to ever go see a fertility specialist. At least, not if they get the right answers from Dr. Mirabile. And we should also consider that maybe they picked a doctor who was willing to appear on camera. That would limit their options. We think of that same limitation when couples shop for furniture in high-end stores.